you. I'm extremely honored to be here today to represent the Regional Orchestra Players Association. I speak on behalf of 83 professional orchestras who send their support and strength to our brothers and sisters of the Detroit Symphony. Over the past 2 years, this country has faced some significant economic challenges. However, this is not the first time our country has faced these hardships, nor will it be the last. When I reflect on the past trials, I see leaders who stepped forward and offered vision and an opportunity for citizens to come together and work towards solutions. Michigan has hosted some of the most revolutionary speeches that changed the course of our country's future. On June 23, 1963, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. led a civil rights march in Detroit and delivered a speech to 500,000 people that would present for the first time his most famous words, "I have a dream." This Detroit speech came 2 months before the historic march to Lincoln Memorial. In 1964, Lyndon B. Johnson gave a commencement address at the University of Michigan, where he spoke of chaos, and then he announced his intention to create a great society. He described this society as a place where every child could find knowledge to enrich their mind and to enlarge their talents. He stated that it is a place where the city of man serves not only the body or the demands of commerce, but the desire for beauty and the hunger for community. Our distinguished national leaders focused on the cultural arts to forge through difficult times that in turn inspired our community leaders to create some of the cultural gems that we are fortunate to experience today. During the Depression, President Roosevelt created the Federal Music Project that employed 16,000 musicians. They presented 5,000 performances for some 3 million people every week. These cultural opportunities were created as a solution for enriching the individuals of an impoverished society. The Detroit Symphony is a cultural institution that was built through the investments of this community and through the long-term commitments of its musicians, who many have devoted the majority of their professional lives serving the citizens of Detroit. I believe it is the responsibility of the community and their leadership to question the agenda of the DSO management. The members of the Regional Orchestra Players Association recognize that our colleagues in Detroit have fallen prey to a national agenda that looks to the musicians, the ones who are the creators of this symphonic art form. The product has been labeled as the largest expense line of the budget, and the goal is to drastically reduce that line, no matter what the consequence. It is clear the DSO management has followed suit. They've devised a plan that is void of input from the primary stakeholders, the community and the musicians. Exactly 1 year ago, my own orchestra, the New Mexico Symphony, was locked out for 3.5 months. We were provided a summons of drastic cuts. The lockout concluded when the community stepped forward and demanded a resolution. The concert hall neighborhood restaurant owners reported a revenue loss of 25% during the lockout. No community can afford a negotiation that rejects commerce. It was on Labor Day in Detroit in 1960 when JFK remarked that if we are going to grow the way we should grow, we must adopt fiscal policies that stimulate growth and not discourage it. We all agree that a heavy-handed negotiation is not the solution to the Detroit Symphony challenges. The musicians of the DSO have offered concessions to the amount of over $9 million, and they have made a commitment to preserve the artistic reputation that the community has built over the past 96 years. For the holiday, the marketplace may be closed, but the marketplace of ideas needs to remain open. The citizens of Detroit must look to the policies of our past leaders who founded these incredible visions and came to these solutions. It is to you, the Detroit community, who invested and built the Detroit Symphony. And it is you, the citizens of Detroit, who deserve a world-class symphony orchestra. It is my pleasure to introduce a great union activist, Brian Rood, who is a musician with the Kansas City Symphony and the president of the International Conference of Symphonic and Musicians.